Interesting news report, Anthony, from Bob Nightingale, friend of the show, been on the show before. He reported that the Dodgers are, quote, scouring the market for a left-handed bench bat. One of the names that Nightingale did not mention, but that came up in the last couple of weeks, is Ryan McMahon of the Colorado Rockies. He's an infielder. He is a left-handed bench bat, potentially playing the infield, primarily third base this year. I'm curious what your reaction is. The fact that this report is coming out at the very end of May, beginning of June, that the Dodgers might be actively pursuing a left-handed bench bat. What comes through your mind when you first see this?
Duh. I mean, yeah, like it makes sense. I think the interesting part is McMahon as a name attached to it. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm not saying that part of it's not true. What I'm saying is I don't know how. Like I don't know if that ever comes to fruition. More than like a guy like Ryan McMahon who they've kicked the tires on already. Like something like that, you know, right? Because like as a reporter, you'll hear stuff like that, and Bob's report is accurate, you know, but it's also doesn't mean that Ryan McMahon's going to be the guy that they're targeting or going after or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, look, they've been monitoring guys for a while. Yeah. You know, McMahon was a Rocky, so you know you can monitor their guys starting in spring training. But like other guys who might be more useful for them, potentially, you also have to wait to see what the other team is going to be looking for, or if they're going to fall out of the race in late June or whatever the case may be. So there's still a long way to go on this stuff. But yeah, like, I mean, positionally, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting about the report, first of all, is the left-handed part of it. Because Dalton Rushing's a lefty, Ha-Seong Kim is a lefty. Why they would need another bat on the bench who's left-handed makes no sense to me. Now, if you wanted to say it's a right-handed bat and we're taking the Rojas spot out here, like I don't think there's anybody that watches this video, Anthony, and says, no, hold on, we need to keep Miguel Rojas around. We definitely don't want to upgrade his spot on the bench. To me, it's the left-handed piece that is a bit confusing. Now, sure. Ryan McMahon is a lefty, and so I dug in a little bit on him. It's in his 9th season with the Rockies. He's 30 years old, for those that aren't overly familiar. You've seen the name. He's never once been an above-average offensive player at any point in his 9-year career. Playing in Coors Field, mind you. Right. He's never once. 100 weighted runs created plus is league average. He has been above 93 one time. One time. He has been 7% below league average. That was his second best season of his 9-year career. He has hit 20 home runs the last 4 years. He's on pace for around the same this year, although his batting average is down. Here's the catch. Here's what if I was going to try and sell you on Ryan McMahon and I said, hey, pull up a chair. Here's the thing you're not seeing about Ryan McMahon. Let me tell you why this $16 million a year salary in 2026 and 2027 is something you should consider, which I don't think it is. But if you were going to make a case for Ryan McMahon, it would be this. He grades out well defensively at third base, so which we know positionally is a spot that if you could upgrade there defensively, maybe late in games, maybe on days when Max Muncy isn't playing, sure. So he plays good defense and he plays third. The nerd stats actually kind of like a lot of the underlying stuff. He's 97th percentile in Major League Baseball this year in exit velocity, and he's in the top 25% in barrel rate, hard hit rate, chase rate, and walk rate. The catch, and the reason I'm not interested at all in Ryan McMahon, is one, he's owed $16 million a year for the next 2 years after this. No thanks, goodbye, enjoy. The second thing, though, is he has always had good underlying metrics, and it has never once resulted in production. And so I don't understand why it would need to be a lefty. I don't understand why it would be a guy who's due $32 million over the next 2 years. And I definitely don't understand why it would be a guy who in 9 years has never once flashed anything resembling production.
Yeah. When I say, like, when my response is duh to the Dodgers are looking for someone, it's not so much the lefty part of it.
Yeah.
Although I will say, when one of those lefty bats is a catcher, you sort of have to move him off to the side.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of not available always. He's a guy like that is only available in, like, let's say, like the highest leverage type of situations when the matchup dictates that you need that guy there. If that guy's a catcher. Going past that, I don't see clearing a roster spot on this current roster for a guy like McMahon.
Yeah.
If you're really going to go after a bench bat, that guy has to be like a Joey Gallo type, where
now Blake Williams is just like, getting a little warm fuzzy here when he hears the name Joey Gallo.
And I use Joey Gallo because he's a recent guy that they've done this with, but basically a guy that anytime he steps into the box, there's a chance he's going to hit it 425 feet.
Yeah.
And playing in Coors Field, McMahon, the 20 homer, like, what is that, like 13 everywhere else? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You need a guy who is a power threat every time you put him in. That's why you're putting him in there, essentially. So anyway, I don't think we need to spend too much time more on Ryan McMahon unless he ends up becoming a Dodger. But that's sort of my take on it.
Yeah, I'm with you. It would be very easy to upgrade. Like if Ryan McMahon was not owed $32 million over the next 2 years, and if he was like a free agent, and the Dodgers said, "Hey, Miguel Rojas, thanks for your time. We're going to bring in this Ryan McMahon guy." Obvious upgrade. Like clear, you would hear not a single negative word from me about it. If you have to give anything up for the guy and commit to paying him $32 million over the next 2 years, then I'm out on all of it. So that's the tricky part. Now, again, if you told me there's a bench bat out there that the Dodgers could go get that would upgrade the Miguel Rojas position, whether it's a third baseman or a utility guy or an out, whatever, like if you told me player X is replacing Miguel Rojas, it would be hard for me to be disappointed no matter who the player is. If it's a Ryan McMahon level player that the Dodgers could go bring in, I'd be thrilled because I just think Miguel Rojas offers that little to this team. I just don't see them feeling the need to go give something up and chase down a player given the current state of the roster.
Yeah. And this report came out today, so we're talking about it, but I don't think the Dodgers are aggressively pursuing a player like Ryan McMahon right now.
Yeah.
Like I said, they may have checked in on him. They probably checked in on 75 other guys as well.
Yeah, it's true.
Ryan's the name that Bob received when he wrote this. And
I should clarify, Bob was not the one who said Ryan McMahon.
Oh, okay.
He said they are scouring the market for a left-handed bat. About a week ago, Ryan McMahon was connected to the Dodgers, who happens to be a left-handed, in theory, bench bat on a team not named the Colorado Rockies.
Yeah, I mean, and apologies to Bob. You did not throw that name out there. Like I said, I think that we're still a long way from any kind of like real move that's going to come, that's going to like maybe move the needle. Even if it's not a blockbuster, just somebody who's going to play for them on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I think they're still a few weeks away from that even becoming a reality.
Yeah. Look, the Dodgers are scouring the market at all times for all things. They just want to be in the mix when somebody or something comes available. So that's why when you said, duh, I agree. Do I think it's a left-handed bench bat? No. Do I think they're aggressive? No. I think they're just constantly putting their ear to the ground and saying, hey, Cleveland, Lane Thomas, he's struggling. What are you guys thinking on that? He's not a left-handed bench bat, but I think there's probably guys out there who are struggling, like the reliever they just traded for from the Reds. And they
totally.
What are you thinking about doing there? It's like, we're out on the guy. It's like, okay, great. Well, let's talk. So,
and that one makes a ton of sense for very obvious reasons. Like the bench bat stuff, which is more of a generality.
Yeah.
Is just kind of like, okay, we'll wait and see here what comes about.
Absolutely. And I'm excited to hear in the comments afterwards what people think about the Dodgers replacing Miguel Rojas, whether or not there's any part of you that talks yourself into a Ryan McMahon type, or no thanks, I'm good, not worth the time and not worth the effort. So let us know in the comments below because I'm curious on that one.